Hello, friends of YouTube. I am a beginning streamer. I have just barely scratched the surface in terms of what I can do recording. By the way, my name's King Jupiter. I know you're supposed to say that at the beginning of every YouTube video because I've seen YouTube before. I have spent, I started in January and it is June, so it's been 6 months now, and I've just now figured out pretty much kind of what I'm doing as far as how to record stuff. So I'm going to share with you now some tips and thoughts that I think if you're a beginning YouTuber or you're beginning to recording, hopefully you won't make the same mistakes as me. I feel like this is going to be really beneficial for you if you're just starting out. Probably not if you know what you're talking about. And then these are just mistakes I've made. This may not be like the end goal. So I started it not knowing anything about recording, and now I'm like in the halfway to middle zone where I made enough mistakes to know how to tell you not to make them. So for one, I just now finally got this working. Now I'm going to pull it up for you. I have OBS is what I'm recording in, so I'm going to open up this thing. It's my microphone's filters in OBS. So, and this is going to suck, but here we go. I'm putting that on the screen. Now I'm putting myself on the screen. See me in all my mirrored glory. So the way you open up this thing is, here's your microphone. So I have a Blue Yeti. I bought it because it seemed like the thing to do. So I just got it and it was fine. But I just figured out this exists. So if you open up these filters on OBS, and I'm going to talk about other things that'll help you too. You open up these filters on OBS. So the first one, these are the 3 things I've got on here. And I'm going to tell you about how they work. So one thing about my room is it has some like noise. I sit right next to a vent, and my computer, the fan is quiet. I can't hear it, but apparently on the recording it is loud as hell. That's been annoying for many of my videos. There's also this annoying buzzing sound. By the way, if you have an annoying buzzing sound in your computer, try moving your USB that you're if this is a USB microphone, try moving your USB to a different slot, something farther away from something conducting electricity. So I had, mine was near the fan setting button. If you just clicked it a few times, it went away. The annoying buzzing sound went away. So if you watch my early Subnautica videos, which I don't recommend because they will give you brain cancer due to that noise, you will hear it, and you'll notice that it gets fixed later, and that's what I figured out that was the problem. So don't make that mistake. But this compressor, so here you see all these things. I don't know what this ratio does, and honestly, I don't care. I put it down because the guy in the YouTube video I watched had it down, but his was version 17 of OBS, and I'm on 21, so I think there's some stuff here that he didn't have. So this threshold, the threshold is, so a compressor is going to reduce the sound of my voice past a certain decibel level. So you look down here and you see I am, here's my mic, talking at about somewhere in the realm of the high green, low yellow, so right? About 20 to 25, negative 20, negative 25. This thing's threshold is negative 22, so right before it hits yellow, this compressor is going to kick in. And what the compressor does is it lowers my output, like it lowers the volume for you. It sort of normalizes it, so, at least to my understanding. And if that doesn't work, who cares? The end result is the same. So the attack is how fast is the program going to react. So if you wanted it to be like, if I wanted to instantly, as soon as the sound got above 22, I wanted it to drop it down to, so that it normalized. I would put this down really low, so low millisecond time to react. So like 5 milliseconds, you basically I would go from talking to screaming, and it would sound weird because it'd be the same exact volume. The delay gives it a chance to kind of go up and then normalize, so it sounds to the person hearing it, it doesn't sound like this abrupt halt. The release is how long it takes to give back. When I drop below, how long it takes to give myself back normal talking voice. So if I talk really loudly, you can tell that it sort of normalizes after a few seconds. See how that works? So if you were watching my volume levels there, you notice that I went up here and it slowly started to go down. So see, it drops. So that's 50 milliseconds, so about a half a second before it starts to react. So that's really good. Throw that in there. We're going to talk about these other 2 here in a second. The release isn't as important. In 206, I just put that there. It seems good enough for me. Output gain, don't know. So sidechain and ducking source. Now this doesn't work especially well for the mic because as you can see, I have no mic because I'm putting this filter here. So how this would work is if I click desktop audio, this thing picks a source that when it goes over a certain level, it prioritizes it. So if I were to click desktop audio and I would start playing music, it's going to prioritize that and lower my voice's volume to let the desktop audio play over it. You probably want the opposite of that. You want when you talk to let the desktop audio dim down a bit so people can hear you better. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to go to this desktop audio, you're going to click your settings, go to click filters, put a compressor on, and here it's going to give you an option for mic aux, and then you're just going to click that, probably leave it at the settings it was at, and then you'll see your volume dip down. So that's one tip. Now this noise gate. This is what makes the annoying buzzing sound. So I'm going to stop talking for a second and look at my mic audio. Nothing. It's totally silent. Now if I were to take this off, just to show you how this works, I'm going to take it off. Oop, maybe not. Noise suppression? Ah, that's the one. So now you can hear this funny little annoying sound. If I put the noise suppression back on, the noise is gone. The way that works is basically past a certain level, past -30, is that right? Oh no, it's dropping it down. Okay, so noise suppression level is just, it just does what it says. It drops down the number, so it's kind of the same as that, to my understanding. Correct me in the comments, please. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And that's okay. This is a learning process. The end result is, if you have these settings, it's going to work the same way as you can just cargo cult thinking this thing into submission. So the way the noise gate works is I thought it was the other end. So the compressor when you're too high, and the noise gate is when you're too low. So the compressor when you go too high, it drops it down, and the noise gate is when you're too low, it gets rid of it entirely. That's what I thought it worked. Now that I'm seeing it, maybe it doesn't work that way. All right, 2 more tips before we go. This is a DSLR camera. It's a Rebel T5. It's a nice camera. I bought it for hiking and stuff, like taking pictures of the nature. The problem with this thing is, one, it doesn't, I may not understand, but for me, this thing was a little annoying to get working with OBS, and once I did get it working with OBS, it's hard to make it the same quality as the webcam. If you're thinking about plunking down some money for one of these to start doing YouTube, just don't. It's not worth the money. Logitech webcam C920 or whatever, just drop that thing down to 720p and it's great. It works fine. That's 60 frames a second. It looks natural enough. I can wave my hand and it looks okay, good enough. Definitely good enough for a beginner, for sure. You do not want to plunk down $500 or whatever this thing cost me. That was a long time ago. $500 or whatever for this thing if you're just starting out. And you probably know that. Another thing is, these SteelSeries headphones are really good. They're so nice and really, really good noise canceling. This soft thing, also this little ski band. Every set of headphones for all of eternity should have this. It's so comfortable. However, having this really solid noise canceling makes me sound so weird to myself when I'm talking that I can't even use them anymore. Not while I'm recording. They just sound weird. If you're going for a good headset to record with, I would go with these. These are Sennheiser's P320D, is that right? P363D. I bought these about 2 years ago on a sale for like $150. Wait for a sale, they're great. The best thing about these is they have a sound card that comes with them, so the noise sounds really good. But it isn't like heavy cupping, so there's not as much noise canceling, meaning you'll hear everything in the room and people in the room will hear stuff, but you'll hear yourself talk, so it doesn't sound as weird. Lately, I haven't been recording with headphones at all because I am trying to record with my girlfriend. And also wearing headphones isn't all that comfortable for hours. Let's see, what other things can I tell you that I have learned? Actually, I think that's probably good. as far as stuff to teach people who want to learn things. In OBS, this is just in case you ever have this issue. So I just bought a brand new monitor. It's 144 hertz. It's this Acer XF270 something. I think that's it. It's 144 hertz. Now my 4K monitor. This is a 2K monitor. My 4K monitor over here is at 60 hertz. So when I was playing Prey the other day, I'm looking over at the recording and it's looking shaky and ugly and bad, like it's framey. However, on my screen it looks great and I'm in 60 frames. In OBS though, it looks funny. That's because so far as I know, that's because the hertz can't match up with what I'm seeing, and though the recording is going to look good, the hertz on my actual monitor isn't going to look good. So if you ever have that problem, don't worry about it. Also, I just can't get over this. I've had this problem for 6 months. I've had this annoying fan sound in the background, and now I don't. So I wanted to share this with whoever may see this. This is really, really helpful. Really good. If nothing else, throw a compressor on there because, man, this thing's useful. Also, OBS has a great tutorial for it. There's other tutorials on YouTube if you don't think this is that helpful. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope I gave you some tips that can be valuable to you. Like, subscribe, share. Yes, those things. Do those things. Those help me. Also, I've decided to make a commitment. Should my YouTube channel ever become monetized, and I think it will eventually if I keep doing it, blind squirrel finds the nut eventually, I've decided that if I become monetized, my first, let's say, 2 years of being monetized, I'll donate every cent I get to charity, because I'm doing this for fun. Anyway, that's it. So, yeah, help the channel grow, because it's going to help charity, I guess. That's weird. That sounds weird. Anyway, see you later.